The twin flame journey is unlike any other connection. It is a bond that reaches beyond the physical world and enters the depths of the soul. When the divine masculine pulls away, it often leaves the divine feminine wondering how she can reach his heart again without falling into the trap of chasing. The desire to reconnect can feel overwhelming. Yet the truth is that the path back to the divine masculine's heart is not through pursuit. It is through alignment, trust, and becoming a magnet for his energy rather than forcing a connection. The reason this is so challenging is because the twin flame dynamic often awakens wounds of abandonment, fear, and longing. When the masculine retreats, the feminine feels the weight of silence and distance, and it can stir deep emotions that demand action. The instinct is to reach out, to close the gap, to remind him of what you share. But this instinct, though natural, is not the path to his heart. In fact, chasing only pushes him further away because it mirrors the very fears and wounds that cause him to run in the first place. So, how do you reach his heart without chasing? The answer lies in shifting the focus from him to yourself, from outward pursuit to inward alignment. It means becoming so grounded in your own wholeness that you naturally radiate the energy that calls him back, not through words or actions, but through presence. Today's video will guide you through the steps to do that. Each part will explore an essential aspect of aligning with yourself so that you reach the divine masculine's heart effortlessly without ever needing to chase. Let us walk through these steps together. Number 1. Understanding the energy of chasing. Chasing is more than just physically reaching out or trying to persuade the masculine to return. It is an energy. Even if you say nothing, if you are consumed with thoughts of him, waiting for him, or attaching your sense of worth to his presence, you are still chasing energetically. This energy feels heavy, desperate, and binding, and it pushes the masculine away because it mirrors his fears of being trapped or losing freedom. The masculine energy is naturally wired to seek independence and sovereignty. When he feels pressure, even unspoken, it amplifies his instinct to pull back. Chasing becomes like a rope you throw around him to pull him closer, but in his experience, it feels like a net. Instead of being drawn to you, he fights to break free. Reaching his heart without chasing requires recognizing this energetic pattern within yourself. Ask yourself, am I attaching my happiness to his return? Am I acting from fear of losing him? Am I holding on instead of allowing? This awareness is powerful because it helps you shift from outward grasping to inward grounding. One way to begin breaking the cycle is to consciously redirect your energy every time you feel the urge to chase. When you catch yourself waiting for his message, send love to yourself instead. When you feel the urge to stalk his life from afar, turn inward and journal about your feelings. When you notice your mood dropping because of his silence, remind yourself that your value does not come from his response. Each of these redirections weakens the chasing energy and strengthens your inner alignment. By learning to recognize and dissolve chasing energy, you stop creating resistance and start opening the pathway back to his heart. You show him energetically that you honor his space, his pace, and his journey. This creates safety, and in safety, the masculine heart begins to soften. Number 2, anchoring into your own wholeness. The divine masculine cannot be reached through neediness or lack. His heart opens when he feels your energy as whole, radiant, and complete. When you embody wholeness, you become a mirror of the divine feminine's true essence, which is magnetic, nurturing, and powerful without dependence. Wholeness does not mean you never feel longing or sadness. It means you do not make him responsible for healing those emotions. You learn to hold yourself in your moments of longing instead of projecting that need outward. This shows him that you are not looking to him to fix you, but instead you are standing in your own light. Anchoring into your wholeness often begins with self-love practices that strengthen your inner foundation. This can be as simple as creating a morning ritual where you affirm your worth, care for your body, and give yourself time for stillness. It might also mean pursuing passions that light up your spirit, whether creative, intellectual, or physical. The more you invest in your own growth, the more your energy speaks of self-sufficiency and fulfillment. Another important aspect of wholeness is emotional mastery. This does not mean suppressing your emotions, but rather learning how to feel them fully without being consumed by them. When the masculine withdraws, your emotions may rise strongly. Instead of collapsing into despair, sit with the feelings, breathe through them, and release them in healthy ways. By holding yourself in this way, you show both yourself and him that your center cannot be shaken by his distance. As you anchor into your own wholeness, you naturally radiate an energy that draws the masculine closer. His heart feels safer approaching you because he senses that you are not pulling on him for your survival. Instead, he feels your light as an invitation rather than a demand. Number 3, respecting his space and journey. Reaching the divine masculine's heart requires respecting his space. Often, the masculine retreats not because he does not care, but because he needs time to process, heal, or align with himself. When the feminine respects this space, she honors his process and shows trust in the connection. Respecting his space does not mean cutting off love. It means shifting how you send it. Instead of words or constant presence, you send love energetically. You hold him in light without interfering in his choices or path. This is a quiet form of love that speaks volumes. One way to do this is through meditation or visualization. Imagine him surrounded by light, protected, and guided. Release him to his own journey while trusting that your souls remain connected. This allows you to remain supportive without encroaching. Respecting his journey also means letting go of the need to control the timeline. The twin flame connection unfolds according to divine timing, not human will. When you pressure the masculine to return before he is ready, you create resistance. But when you honor his pace, you show that you trust the deeper wisdom guiding your union. This respect softens his defenses. The masculine heart is cautious, often guarded due to wounds from the past. When he senses respect and patience, he feels safe to open. It communicates that you value his freedom and individuality, not just what he gives you. In this safety, he begins to lean back toward the connection willingly. Number 4, aligning with your feminine energy. The divine feminine's greatest strength is her ability to embody flow, receptivity, and radiance. When you align with your feminine energy, you naturally call the masculine forward without effort. Feminine energy does not chase, it attracts. It is like the ocean, steady and powerful, drawing everything to itself without needing to pursue. Aligning with feminine energy begins with embracing stillness and trust. Instead of forcing outcomes, you soften into the present. You learn to enjoy your own company, cultivate your passions, and radiate joy in your daily life. This joy is magnetic. The masculine is drawn to the feminine who lives fully, not waiting for him to fill her world. Receptivity is another core of feminine energy. It means being open to receiving love, guidance, and abundance in all its forms, not just from your twin flame. The more open you are to receiving life's gifts, the more your energy communicates abundance rather than lack. The masculine heart is drawn to this abundance because it feels nurturing and expansive. Expressing your radiance is also key. Radiance comes when you embody authenticity and self-expression. Whether through your style, your creativity, or simply the way you move in the world, radiance shines when you are true to yourself. This authenticity creates a gravitational pull. When you fully embody feminine energy, you stop chasing because there is no need. You know your power lies in magnetism, not pursuit. The divine masculine feels this shift. He feels invited, not demanded. And in that invitation, he finds the courage to step closer. Number 5, releasing expectations and attachment. One of the deepest blocks to reaching the masculine's heart is attachment to outcomes. When you hold tightly to how, when, or in what way he should return, you create energetic resistance. Attachment creates tension, and tension makes the masculine heart wary. Releasing expectations does not mean giving up hope. It means loosening your grip on the timeline and allowing the connection to unfold naturally. It is the difference between holding water tightly in your fist, which makes it slip away, versus holding it gently in an open palm where it stays. Attachment often comes from fear, the fear of losing him, the fear of being alone, or the fear that the connection will never align. To release this, you must confront those fears and remind yourself that union begins within. You are not waiting for him to make you whole. You are already whole. His return is an expansion of your journey, not the definition of it. One way to practice releasing attachment is to shift your focus from when will he come back to how can I deepen my own growth today? Every time you notice your thoughts circling the outcome, bring them back to the present moment. This practice trains your energy to stay centered and free from grasping. The masculine feels this freedom. When you release attachment, you stop projecting pressure onto him. He feels that you are not holding him hostage to your happiness. This freedom creates space for his heart to return willingly, because love cannot thrive in control but flourishes in openness. Number 6. Living in joy and purpose. Perhaps the most magnetic thing you can do to reach the masculine's heart is to live in joy and purpose. When you focus on building a life that lights you up, you naturally radiate an energy that draws him back. Joy is irresistible, and purpose is grounding. Together, they make your energy shine in a way that captivates the masculine. Living in joy means allowing yourself to fully embrace life, even without him by your side physically. It means laughing, creating, traveling, or exploring things that bring you alive. The masculine feels this energy because your souls are connected. When he senses your joy, it calls to him like a song. Purpose is equally important. The twin flame journey is not only about romance, it is about mission. Each twin flame has a role to play in raising consciousness and bringing healing to the world. When you focus on your purpose, whether it is creative work, service, or spiritual growth, you step into alignment with your higher path. This alignment makes you magnetic not only to your twin, but to life itself. The masculine is often inspired by seeing the feminine thriving in her purpose. It awakens something within him, reminding him of his own path. Your joy and purpose create a ripple that touches his heart, even if he is not consciously aware of it. He feels the pull to align with you, not because you asked, but because your light reminds him of who he truly is. By living fully, you show him that you do not need to chase because your life is already abundant. This abundance reaches his heart more deeply than any words ever could. Reaching the divine masculine's heart without chasing is not about strategy or manipulation. It is about alignment. It is about turning inward, anchoring into your own wholeness, respecting his journey, embodying your feminine essence, releasing attachment, and living in joy and purpose. Each of these steps creates a shift in your energy that naturally draws him closer. The heart of the masculine cannot be forced open. It opens when it feels safe, when it feels respected, and when it feels inspired by the light of the feminine standing fully in her power. Your role is not to chase, but to embody. When you embody your highest self, his heart feels the call, and he cannot help but move toward it. So instead of reaching outward, turn inward. Instead of chasing, radiate. Instead of waiting, live. In doing so, you will find that the connection not only deepens, but becomes something far greater than what you imagined. You will not only reach his heart, you will awaken both of your souls into union.